Fintech Africa podcast. My name is Ajitumobi Olumayowa. I'm your host once again today. It's going to be another exciting podcast today because we have a special person right here with us in the studio. He's going to introduce himself, but I'll just say a little bit about him. He's about the youngest MD CEO of a fintech company in Africa. And you get to hear him, listen to what his motivation has been, and how he's been able to rise up to this ladder at his young age. He's just 21 years old, by the way. Mr. Miracle Nwako, you're welcome to FinTech Podcast Africa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here on this platform.
You're welcome. Well, without wasting more time, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what growing up was like for you?
Okay, thank you. I grew up in Nanka, Anambra State. So Nanka is a small town in Anambra State. I did my primary school, my secondary school there. I actually went to one of the oldest, secondary school in my community, which is called Nanka Girls, which was rather later rebranded to Community High School Nanka. Even my mom went there, my uncles went there. So it's been a school that has been there for ages. So I went there, and I was a senior prefect when it was when it was my when I was still in schooling there. So I finished in 2020, and I immediately um, registered for my jam, and I decided to come to Babcock University. That was when I moved from Nanka to Lagos to continue my higher education. And I went to Babcock University to study computer science. And I graduated last year, 2024, and with my degree. And today, here we are, exactly less than a year later. I am, by the grace of God, the CEO of 15 Solutions Nigeria. That's a
What
little
an
about.
interesting story. From Unanka in, in Anambra State to Babcock University, from Babcock University to Lagos, a young man from the village of Unanka, right now is the CEO of a fintech company less than 1 year after graduation. Let me ask you, what inspired your interest in business and technology at this such young age?
Okay, I would say that business and entrepreneurship and technology has been something that has been there inside me right when I was young. I remember when at the age of 6 to 7 years old, I lost my dad. And while everybody was still coming to our house to mourn, I just have the spirit that wants to take care of my family and make sure that I elevate them from poverty, from the current situation they are in. And there was the first step I took. There was a tree outside of my compound that the fruit. What the fruit does is that like the fruit repels serpents in people's homes. So if you light the fruit, it repels serpents or creepy stuff from your compound. So I was like, oh, I think a lot of people are going to need this fruit or this thing in their houses because they're in the village, bushes are around. So that this is where I've always had that problem and providing solution, and I used the wheelbarrow. I went to the market, and I begin to sell this fruit, and people will buy. And then from the money I realize from it, or the money I make from it, some people even dash me money. From the money I made there, I will use it and buy rice, tomato, food stuff, and I'll bring it to the house at the age of 6 to 7 years old. So I've always had this my entrepreneurship spirit in me, within me, this business mind within me when I was young. In fact, there was a point my mother was telling me, you need to relax, you need to finish school first before you try to do this thing. Because I tried writing a book and selling a book. I've in when I was in SS2, I started a small fintech company for my classmates where I saved money for them. So I was like, oh, instead of you guys every day using your pocket money to buy food, bonds and sweets, give it to me. I will save it for you. Then at the end of the term, I will give it to you. So, and they all trusted me also because I behaved very, very responsibly. They gave me their money, and I remember saving about $50 at the end of the term for the students in my class. And I take a percentage of that money. So I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit within me, mindset within me, and I think that was what has led me to start trying things at a very early age, and by the grace of God, I'm right here today.
Tell me about your university experience. What was it like in the university? Was your university part of the uh, variable or factors that actually propelled you to where you are today?
Okay, I would say that what Babcock University did for me is that it gave me exposure because it was while I was in Babcock or while I was in Lagos that I mean while I was still in Nanka I had vision. I was not seeing myself in Nanka. I was already seeing myself doing big things, going global, being international. So, but coming to the city, Lagos, and going to a school like Babcock University opened up my mind. I made connections with friends and a lot of things that I met a lot of people that actually challenged me both in skills and in academics. I met a lot of talented and skilled people, and yeah. So I would say Babcock University. Uh, I remember the first semester I started, I wanted to start a business in Babcock University, a laundry business. So I was like, oh, a lot of students are here. Some of them they don't have time. They don't want to wash their clothes or iron their clothes. Why not I start a low key laundry business in Bangkok, where I'll go to students' room, take their dirty clothes, wash it for them, iron it for them, spread it. And then I went to print a business card with the pocket money I have. I went to print a business card so that I can share to students and tell them that I can wash your clothes and for a fee or something like that. I was already calculating how much I was going to be making. And then I went to the cyber cafe in school to tell them to print an ID card to print a business card for me. And the next day, I received a letter from the school authority telling me that I came to school to study and not to do business. so, so that was the first shocking thing that happened to me, and I was like, maybe I should calm down, maybe I should relax before they suspend me. So I would say that Babcock University just gave me exposure. He just gave me exposure. But yeah, he just gave me exposure. That's what I would say. And also, when I was in my from my 100 level, because of the passion I have towards business and towards entrepreneurship and the app ideas I'm always having and the startups I'm always trying to do. Each time they're having an exhibition, a hackathon, you will always see me there. Sometimes I used to come first, second. So they gave me a nickname, Mark Zuckerberg. So that is what most people in my school in Bangkok University know me as Mark Zuckerberg instead of Miracle. Because I'm always saying how I'm going to be the youngest billionaire in Africa. I'm going to have my own company. And all these things I was saying it even before it's happening right now. So I would say that the reality of what I am living now is as a result of what I've believed in and I was confessing I was acting a couple years back. So yeah, so that's what I can comment on how Babcock University shaped me.
Oh, interesting. That's was your springboard. You had a spring, but that was the springboard that took you up. Well, that's quite interesting. At just 21, you're already the managing director of an international fintech company in Nigeria, the most populous black nation. What has your journey been like to get here?
It has been challenging. I would not lie to you. The road to success is not an easy path. And I remember when I started at the age of 19. I launched my first startup, Book Clinic. The idea behind Book Clinic was an Uber for healthcare centers where people can just come, say maybe they want to do a lab test or a CT scan or an x ray. They'll be able to see the nearest healthcare center around them and offering those services. They'll see the available time that those healthcare centers have to offer their services. They'll see the pricing and then they can be able to book ahead and go. Because I discovered that most diagnosis centers or hospitals in Nigeria, they are facing a queue issue, a queue problem. Because most people, how the traditional way of going to a healthcare center is that they just walk in. I want to do a lab test, I just walk in. The way I walked in, three other people walked in like that, four other people walked in like that. So you see that something that could be rendered under 30 minutes, I'm waiting for 3 hours, 2 hours just for my turn. So that was what brought the idea of Book Clinic. And at the age of 19, I started it. It was really challenging. Most of the time, as a first time founder, I've not done any substantial business before. I don't know anything about company structure. I don't know anything about hiring. I don't know anything about, like, there's a whole, I was just, new to everything. So, like, I was just like bootstrapping. So I made lots of mistake. I I raised I was able to meet an angel investor who believed in the vision and the idea of Book Clinic, and I raised my first investment of $18,000, which was very mind blowing because this was just a boy that just came from Nanka, from the village, just 2 years ago or a year ago, and now I'm raising $18,000 for my startup, and it was like I was wowed. I was like, this is great. So I raised that money. I a lot of mistakes, especially with the development of the software. With the company, we hired to develop the full stack software, healthcare booking software, and we ended up building a platform with the investment money, and then at the end, the platform was not able to serve our customers. For us to build a new version of the platform to serve our customers, we have to pay extra money, and that was how I would say I made mistakes with the first investment, and then I was left with I raised the investment. I could not show results for the investment that I raised, even though I single-handedly myself onboarded about 80 centers in Lagos and expanded to 18 locations. But the customer experience on the website on the app was breaking, and I need to I as a good founder that want to scale, you're supposed to be getting feedback from the market and iterating as fast as possible. So that was what I lacked. For me to be able to receive feedback and give to my developers or the people I outsource the project to, they will give me another billing. And we have not started making money, and you are billing me and billing me and billing me. So it was at the end of the day, my customers were not able to use the platform efficiently, even though they loved, our service and they loved the idea and it was helpful, but they couldn't enjoy the process of booking through my platform. And at the end of the day, I can't come back to my investor and tell them that, oh, the money you gave me has finished without giving good result of what you used your previous investment to do. So that was a very huge costly mistake that I did. So I was stranded where I had no money to run the business and I have to use my own personal funds to actually run the business. So I was the company was not making any substantial money yet, and I'm taking out of my own money to fund the company. So the company is supposed to be funding me, but I'm funding the company with the little I have. So it was very challenging. It was one of the most challenging, and I was part of the whole entrepreneurial journey. And then I was in school as well, so it was very hard navigating school and business because my lecturers don't care if I'm running a startup. They give an assignment, they give a note, they give quiz, they give projects, deadline. They don't want to. They have class 7 a.m. Sometimes you can have classes all through, and I have business meetings with healthcare centers, with HMOs, with developers, and then it was clashing. And if you miss anyone, your lecturer doesn't care. They give you absence or they punish you. So it was really challenging navigating school and business, but I was still I still believed in me that I can pull this off. And yeah, and by the grace of God, I did to an extent. So I would say these are the two major challenges I've faced in my entrepreneurship journey. Yeah.
Thank you. Quite inspiring. I know there are some students, possibly parents of students, who are also facing this kind of situation right now. I think your story should be an encouraging point for them. Um, Let me put this to you. Were there any defining moments or possibly mentors that have significantly influenced your path to leadership? Can you just let us know?
Okay, yes, of course. There's a saying that everybody is saying they are self-made, but the truth is that on your path to success, there are people that have gone ahead of you and they paved way for you, and there are people that are there to support you. And I am grateful to have a few people in my life that have supported me. One of them is my uncle. He, I would say, he was my first angel investor. I've watched his life story from rags to riches, where we all born without, born from no money, um, born from poverty, and they managed to build an empire, and they are today being celebrated in the world. And his story so much inspired me, and for the fact that he believed in me as well, I can see that he's seeing his younger self in me. The hustling spirit, the mindset. This was what brought him to the level he is today, and I can see that. He has that same belief in me as well, and he has supported me with especially with my first startup. And I would say the rest is God, because God was the one that it was because I started that first startup that I got announced out there in the international space, and this fintech company picked interest in me. So, but I would say he has played a major role in my life, and yeah, he has played a major role in my entrepreneurship journey.
That's quite interesting. Maybe we'll say you have it in your gene as a family, but that's quite interesting to know. Um, what challenges have you faced as a young entrepreneur and executive, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, one of the challenges I've faced is challenges of, I would say, when it comes to age. You know, when you see a young boy like me in an industry filled with people that are older, 40 years, 50 years, people that are even old enough to be your parents, and you are in the field with them, they tend to maybe question your ability or your capability to deliver based on a certain project or whatever it is. But I've been able to you know overcome that or combat that through proving that I am capable. They say that results don't lie, and they say that value is recognized regardless of age. Whenever somebody has value, whether they are old or young, they are respected by everybody. Because so um, I would say that the because of the value that I'm bringing to this company, or the value that my company is bringing to these businesses, they don't even mind my age anymore. Before they used to doubt, but they don't doubt anymore. And yeah, so I would say age is a big challenge. And number two, I would say investment was another big challenge, because as a young boy like me, you will not assume that I have all the money in the world to, run a business most of the time can cost a lot of money. There are a lot of things you need to pay staff, you need to run the operations. Legitly, mostly everything you want to do costs money. And being a young boy that I probably have not started making money. And so, how can I be able to build something so big without money, right? So, what happened is that I've learned the act of pitching myself very well, and knowing these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths. So if I know that this is my weakness, I will go and partner with somebody that has strength where I am weak. So if I have an idea or a business that I want to start, and I know that okay, what I lack here is the funding to do it, I will reach out to individuals that have the funding to support me, and then we can come into a partnership, right? If it's a skill issue where I am not strong, I will, if it's, let's say, in marketing or in any other field that I think I need an expert and I'm not an expert there, I will go and pitch to somebody that has a skill there, and we form a partnership, and that way we all grow. Success is a teamwork and not a one man and not a one man journey. So I think being able to lack most of the things that I lack, or most of the limitations, financing, skills, whatever it may be, having I overcame them by partnership, partnering with people that have strength where I am weak. I'll say these are the two challenges, and this is how I've overcome them.
Thank you very much. It's interesting to know that many people spend decades working their way up to become CEOs, directors, managing directors, as the case may be. What unique perspective do you think brought you to this role and position at a young age of 21?
Okay, so I think first of all, I didn't start on the corporate ladder. I think if I had started with employment jobs, it would be very, very hard for me to be in this position. It will almost nearly be impossible, because I know people that have been working for the past 10, 15 years of their life, and they have not yet, even if they are promoted, they are not yet in this type of position to become MD or CEO. So what I did was I started a thing of my own from a very young age. So at first, I started book clinic on my own as my own full company, and then from there, because of the impact that I made with my first startup, and the relationships I've made, and the connections I've made as well. Uh, all those things were what played a part to launch me into the next phase of my life, which is this fintech company, Vifin. Vifin Solutions, a global company, fintech company, recognizing me and say, okay, let's come into a partnership, and you would be the CEO and lead our expansion into Nigeria and Africa. So I would say this is the key number one thing that has fast tracked me. I started early to work on something that I have that belongs to me, not working for somebody else. If I was working for somebody else, I would have to spend years and years and years climbing the corporate ladder before it could be possible. I started something of my own. So I would say that was what happened.
Interesting. That's a good one. But it's quite intriguing how you can balance learning and leadership. Let me ask you, how have you been able to do it? Learning and leadership as your this role at VFIN, have you been able to do it?
Okay, so I would say that learning and leadership goes hand in hand in a way because nobody knows it all. Even if you think you know it all, you don't know it all. Every day, new trends in the market, new things come up. You have to learn, you have to adapt. So I would say that I'm very, very privileged to have a lot of people that have been ahead of me in this field and industry, and I'm learning from them. Even though I'm leading as a CEO, but behind the scene, I have a lot of advisors, a lot of you know people that I go to source for directions and informations and guidance, so that I don't make mistakes, right? So I would say that I learn from people, my team members, that most of them have been in this field more than I have been in it. So I learn from those that have gone ahead of me, and I take what I've learned and I apply it as I'm learning and I'm applying it as I'm learning and I'm applying it. So I would say it goes hand in hand, and it has been going so well, not really challenging in a way.
Hmm. Good. What's your leadership philosophy? And how do you inspire your team given your age? Because possibly people that work with you sometimes could be older than you.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say that in a company like mine, we have structures. So, and we have company goals and missions and vision, and everybody that is in my company knows that this is what, or this is our goal. And I as a CEO, I'm the one that is, my role is to, lay down these rules and make sure I communicate it effectively to my team, and make sure I push my team to, work towards achieving those goals. So we have a standard. This is the goal. We all work together to achieve it. So nobody needs to be pushed to do what they have to do. That is the beauty of my team. That we all know this is what needs to be done, and we are all doing it on our own accord. Nobody needs to be pushed, and that is what, because the beauty of a company is the team behind it, is the people in it. So I have great people working with me, and I would say I also lead by example as well, because when they see the fire in me, the hardworking spirit in me, they are also motivated as well to follow suit. Because if I was slacking, or if I was not as serious, as focused, they would think it's a normal thing to be same as well. So I would say I lead by example as well, and these are the things that have this has been my leadership philosophy, and they, like I said, they respect me. They People respect value regardless of age, whether you are younger or you are older. As long as you are valuable, people will give you the respect that you deserve. So I've not really faced a situation where I'm discriminated based on my age by my team members. Instead, we all respect each other.
Okay. That's a very good one. Good job. You spoke about receptance by older colleagues in the industry or industry peers. How do
Yeah.
you handle skepticism or age bias when you encounter such?
Okay. So definitely there are, in the mind, whenever I come into like a meeting with most of the maybe stakeholders in different companies, that because maybe we speak to banks a lot, the MDs of banks or the executive directors of bank, maybe in within their mind they would be like, this young boy, probably the age of my son, and this is a massive project that is very, very critical and vital to this our banking system. This is not a child's play. Can he be able to Can I be able to trust this young boy? But when they now start seeing, the our system, our platform, our presentations, our team, and what we have done, our track record and our tractions, it speaks for itself, and all doubts vanish away, and they want to talk more and they want to do business more. So I think they have not said it openly, but I know that within their mind, they would have that thought when a young boy like me wants to have some conversations like this.
L- Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Mr. Wisdom Miracle Nwako. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an intriguing one. Hold on, we're going to have a very short break. Thank you. Welcome back. We've been listening to
Thank you.
Mr. Miracle Nwako, the man from Ananka in Anambra State. That is the youngest CEO of a fintech company, possibly in Africa. It's been an exciting one with him here. He's told us about his background. He's been able to move up to become the CEO of an international organization in Nigeria. But let's talk about your organization. Can you give us an overview of what your organization, what they do, and the core problem that you solve?
Okay, Within Solutions is a technological platform to run, scale, optimize supply chain finance. So, what supply chain finance is, in a simple term, for example, is banks. We deal with lending solutions, right? So, banks, they give loans to retailers, corporates, individuals, and these loans follow through a series of processes. From loan origination, that is when the customer applies for the loan, to loan disbursement, that is the end cycle, when the bank actually disburses the loan to either the companies or the banks or either the retailers or the individuals. So it's a whole process. So we provide a platform to run, scale, and optimize that. So that is what Within Solutions Nigeria does. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a very good explanation of what you do. What differentiates your organization from other fintech solution providers in the Nigerian market?
Okay, so I would say that most fintech platforms that we have currently in Nigeria are mostly focused on payments, bill payments, transfers, electricity bills, and all that, and is mostly consumer faced, which means that mostly for the end users, for people. But our own is SaaS, software as a service, and is B2B. That means we are selling to the bank. We are the engine running the bank's lending operations, and then the banks have their own customers already that transact with them. So it just flows. We are the engine that powers it. So I would say that with our investigations in the market, there is no such thing as our platform yet in Nigeria. What most banks have, they have a little in-house system or software that they use to run their loan systems or to run their loan processes. But it is not scalable, it is not efficient as they want, and because of this, it is not as intelligent as as they would want it to be, and because of this, it has locked a lot of businesses and individuals and retailers away from accessing funds and loans to do businesses and operate. But what Vifin Solutions is bringing to the table now to Nigerian banks will enable to Nigerian banks to operate in a level that is limitless, more intelligent. We have AI in our solutions as well. We have our solutions are end to end. That means whatever is an end to end stack, whatever the bank needs to run their. In fact, our solution is the world first end to end lending stack, world first. So whatever they need to run their lending processes, we have it in our platform, and it's white label. That means they can easily customize it by themselves with a single drag and drop. So they can. It's unlike what they currently have in house, where before you do anything, you have to write thousands and millions of codes and all that. So and in globally, our platform has won the world best supply chain finance platform in 3 years in a row, and we serve in Africa. Here we serve the Bank of Kigali. In India, we serve HSBC, Central Bank of India. We serve a lot of big corporations, and we have about 400 banks and companies under our portfolio, and we've proven ourselves, and this is what we are coming to replicate here in Nigeria right now.
Thank you very much for that. Can you just, in a nutshell, just let us know your key products or services?
Okay, so we have three services that we offer. Number one is the loan origination solution. Number two is the collection management solution. Number three is the loan disbursement solution. So these solutions or these three stacks are what our partners are expecting to see from our software, from our platform. That means that the loan origination is the beginning of the customer or the person applying for the loan. So that means the a customer can apply for loan in bank through different channels, through their website, through a mobile app, through filling of form, whatever it is. So those processes now get injected into the system, right? Whatever channel they are coming from. So that loan origination, assessing if the bank, if the retailer or the individual or the company is qualified for the loan that they are asking for by making doing a background checks, doing credits, if they are credit worthy, a lot of things. So those are the loan origination processes. So our solution offers that. Then the the collection management system, managing the the whole process from one process to the other. After the loan origination, it goes to the other part of the maybe the other unit of the bank that is responsible for taking this process. So it's we have that management software for it, and then the disbursement, making sure that the loans are disbursed. This is the collection time. This is this is this there is maybe probably an incentive for the bank for giving out that loan. and this is the loan period, all that management. So this is what our partners and our banks are expecting to, know, get from our platform when they use it. So these three key stacks.
Thank you very much. Let us talk about future outlook, and we'll round up with some advices from you. Uh, what are your short and long term goals at VFin Nigeria?
Okay, so the short term goals that we have currently is to, you know, get as much banks as possible in Nigeria to use our solution and to utilize our solution so that it will be possible for it will unlock billions and billions of dollars for the retailers, for the individuals, for people that need loan in Nigeria that has not been able to access it because of the inefficiency of the technology that we currently operate with in this country. So, getting as much banks as possible to use our solution. That is my short-term goals. The long-term goals is within Solutions Nigeria wants to expand into other fintech sectors. We want to go into mobile payments. We want to go into different innovative ways of making payments of fintech solutions in Nigeria and Africa. We want to build the next GoPay. We want to build the next Flutter Wave. So that is the long-term goal. But short-term goal is to stabilize this product or this platform in Nigeria by having and onboarding as much banks, partnering with as much banks as possible, and then unlocking this money that has been locked away from a lot of Nigerians and businesses. And then the long term goal would be to expand into other fields or sectors in the fintech space.
Interesting. As a young leader, what advice would you give to other young Africans looking to break into fintech or leadership roles like yours?
I would say you need to start early because if you want to become a CEO at my age, at the age of 21 or 22 or 23, whatever young age, you have to actually start early. So um, the thing is, I want you to believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself because there's a lot of things that are going to make you to doubt yourself. It can be discouragement from even your own immediate family members telling you that you need to focus more on your school. You need to they can advise you. Maybe you grew up in a family that has lived their life throughout that worked corporate works all their life, and they've climbed the corporate ladder. They'll tell you we need you to get a job and then climb the corporate space because that's the type of life they live. So that's what they're trying to advise you because that's what they know works best. So, but I think if you want to do something extraordinary, you have to be extraordinary. So be brave, believe in yourself, especially in Nigeria where we lack good government, where we lack good infrastructure, where we lack access to funding, where we lack access to the best technology. There is a lot of things that can limit um, young people from where we even lack opportunities. There's also things that can limit young people from, you know, getting achieving their dreams. They may work hard, but the opportunities are not just there to click. Because if the opportunities are there and you work hard, the opportunity you'll be it will be easier for you to reach your goals. But because you are in a country like us, like ours, is much more harder. So, but nevertheless, if you keep blaming the circumstances, you would always remain in the same position and you'll never go forward. You live your life blaming, blaming, blaming. So, I would advise everybody to, young people like me, be brave, believe in yourself, work extremely hard, be focused, keep relationships, make relationship with people that matters, and make strategic partnership. You are not you are not everything. Know your weaknesses and know your strengths. Where you are weak, find people that can compensate you in that area and build with them. Don't be greedy. Whenever you want to, you most times want to own 100% of our company. Therefore, we don't want to get anybody involved. Or if we get people, we give them peanut shares because we want to take on. Be very very um, free with. As long as they are bringing value, it's better to own 10% of a billion than owning 10% of nothing, 100% of nothing. So partnership is very, very important. And I think everybody should try to, young people like me, you should try to build your skill. Skill is very, very important. Build your skill. Build your skill. And another thing, be bold and courageous. I believe that one of the things that brought me to this stage of my life is that I'm always bold and courageous. I never hide my face. I never think I'm not qualified. I never think I'm not enough. I always believe I'm enough. I always believe I'm qualified. I go for it. Even when the odds of winning are low, I still go for it. Even when I know that I might lose, I still go for it. So most people they say, "Oh, I don't want to. I don't know how to talk to people. I'm shy." Those things are what's keeping you where you are today. At the age of 19, I was already speaking to the MDs of big health hospitals in Nigeria, some of the best in the country. I was standing there in the boardroom, addressing them, pitching myself to investors. So that's another. Then another one is that do not be afraid of rejection. You will be rejected. You send those emails will be ignored. You send those messages will be ignored. They'll tell you they will get back to you and they will never get back to you. You will face a lot of rejections. Do not let that dull your spirit. Keep going. Keep going. It's a numbers game. One day you must click. That is what I would say. And then pray. Prayer is everything. We work hard, but God, makes our hard work to become fruitful. So I'll say, pray, have God, go this journey with God, and everything will be well. And that's just my little
Oh,
advice.
thank you. We're getting to the end of this podcast. Our guest today has been Mr. Miracle Nwanko, the managing director of Vfin Nigeria, possibly the youngest managing director of a fintech company in Africa. But I must ask you before we go, what keeps you motivated every day in this your demanding role?
Okay, I would say that what keeps me motivated is the people that are counting on me. I have a lot of people that are counting on me. I didn't come here just by myself alone. I came here because God has placed strategic people in my life to support me, and I wouldn't want to disappoint those people. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that I don't disappoint the people that are counting on me, my family, my mom, my siblings, and everybody. And so that keeps me highly motivated. Then secondly is that I want to be the best. I want to be the greatest in this world. I've always believed, I always said it, even when I was, like I said, they were calling me the Masuda Beg when I was in my 100 level because I was always saying that I'm going to be the youngest billionaire in the world. So I want to still achieve that dream. And so that keeps me motivated. Those dreams keep me motivated. And I believe that I can achieve them because the life I'm living now was once a belief for me, and now I'm living in reality of it. So those things keep me motivated, and yeah, family and my future goals and dream keep me motivated.
Okay.
Yeah.
One day we're going to hear Mr. Miracle Nwako doing something glorious around the world. But before we go, any exciting projects, innovation, or announcements you want to share with our listeners?
Okay, so um, this on the 29th, we are doing Within Solutions Nigeria is doing their launch event where will be the MDs and CEOs of the top banks in Nigeria are going to be present, and it's going to be a very big event. So on the 29th of this July, so this is that's a very big one for us, and to also announce ourselves in the Nigerian market as well. And in addition to that, We are, we have lines of, innovations coming in place. As we're talking to banks, we are, getting feedbacks, and we are building based on that. So I think that's all I can comment on that for now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll be part of your launch on the 29th. Okay. Your closing remark.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want to um, first of all, I want to thank you guys, Fintech Magazine Africa, and you, my friend, for giving me this platform. I am highly honored, and I want to also, use this opportunity to, you know, I want to be the light, right? Um, I want people to look at me and believe that they can also achieve their dreams and become who they want to be. A lot of young people my age, uh, most of them are confused with life. They don't know what they want to do. They don't have the skill. They don't have money. They don't, they have a lot of dreams, but they're just clueless on if they're even losing faith on if it's possible. But I want them to look at me, young people to look at me, and have that belief that I can also become great as well. And that is just what I want to leave with everybody. Your dream is possible. Dream big. It is possible. That is it.
Thank you, Mr. Miracle Nwako, the Managing Director of Vifin Solutions Nigeria, for coming on our podcast today. It's been an exciting time. It's been a wonderful time. It's been knowledgeable. Myself, I've learned one or two things from you. And I'm pretty sure our viewers, our listeners, will have learned also one thing or the other. Will still learn one thing or the other when they look back and listen and watch the videos again. And you're an inspiration, I must tell you that. It's
Thank
such a pleasure and knowing you. And I'm
thank
not
you.
taking this our friendship with a pinch of salt. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
giving us your time. It's nice having you.
thank you so much.
For the past
Thank you.
1 hour, we've been talking to Mr. Miracle Nwanko. He has been able to tell us about himself, and he's also talk about what he's doing at Vifin Nigeria. And he has also encouraged the younger ones to look up and not lose hope despite the challenges that they might face. He also has these challenges, he's gone through a lot and he's still facing more. So there's always hope, there's always something to hang on to. Thank you for your time. And thank you for taking time to be on this podcast for to our listeners. It's Ajetumobi Olumayowa, your anchor today. On to the next episode. I remain yours. Keep the hope alive. Thank you.
Thank you.